Hi, I'm Chris. This is Darlo to the Prem, episode 70, and it's our summer review and transfers and all that malarkey. So we'll start with our end of season review. The new arrivals, what have we got? We have lots of them, and our star, really? The board disappointed because we paid over the odds. We paid 16 million for a decent right back / centre back. Hey ho. Others. Roland Martinez, we're happy with him. He played really well. Tixin Aguirre, yeah, I like him. This would be my signing of the season. Goran Jevtek, he is amazing, and I hope we can keep hold of him this summer. Caden Young, I probably overspent there. Probably didn't need to. Tarega, we obviously signed him on loan last season and made the deal permanent as part of that. So he's come in and he's dropped off. Nick Carter, happy with him. He's going to prove to be decent, I think. Jose Diaz, a centre-back. He came in, he's played well, but I don't think he's for us now. We're going to need to upgrade. A leading championship player. Lucian Real, happy with him. Onchenko, he's one of my better signings, certainly. He's come in, 19-year-old, left back, and has been consistent all season. So we're happy there. Martin Novotny, he's now a wonder kid at 20 years old. Again, he's 6'4" and really should be playing centre back, I think. But he can sit in midfield. He can play left back. So he's got plenty of strings to his bow. Salvadelli, he's come in. He's a wonder kid as well now. So, yeah, great. He looks decent. He's played well. He's sat in front in that anchor role and has performed really well. So, happy with him. Hugo Castillo, basically brought him in as a backup. Didn't tell him that. He spent the year here as a backup. Dragan Sandic, I'll probably overspent and we'll probably get rid. We'll see. He's still 21. He's still got bags of potential, so you never know. And really, my shock signing of the season was Pedro Fernandez. Signed him. He wasn't as good as I thought he would. And look at the ratings there. What's the coach report say? Good League One player. So he's on the list and no one wants to buy him. I don't know why. He's wonderful. So we were told to avoid relegation. We did that. We finished in 7th. 100% home attendance. Top goal scorers with Jevtek and Darlo. And at one point we looked like qualifying the Europa Champions League. You wanted us to avoid relegation, and you're unhappy because at one stage we never ever looked like that, unless it was about 3 games into the season and we had a poor start to the season. At that point, there was no way we were looking at Champions League. Perhaps after this little run, maybe. Oh, I need a new board. FA Cup, be competitive, 100% attendance, and we're knocked out by Chelsea. Carabao Cup, we're knocked out by Forest. Be competitive, we weren't. We were pleased. Reached the 4th round. Yeah, okay. Moments to remember then. We beat Brentford 4-1. We beat Spurs 2-0. And we beat the Wolves 3-1 with Rolson Martinez. Scores a powerful free kick from 26 metres, and that was a good goal. So finances, sponsorship was up largely, so 2.61 last season, 11 million this, and still no shirt sponsor. Broadcast revenue down. We weren't featured in as many games, so we lost out on that. corporate and hospitality up, competition prize money up, match day, commercial and retail. So we're in the new ground. I don't know. There we go. I expect a lot of green next year. And our shirts, Kamara, I agree with that one. Aguirre, yeah, he did well. And Darlo, Jevtek will probably be the top seller. And Belixar, who, I don't know. He's still good, but do we get somebody else? Do we upgrade him? We'll find out. Our team of the seasons then. Belixar in goal, Nagata, Olsen, Diaz, and Onchenko pretty much picked itself. Salvadelli, Aguirre, and Rolson Martinez, yes. Kamara and Darlo, yes. Jevtek, yeah. I agree with that. I can't find fault in that. That was pretty much our team of the season. So accolades, look at me. I've reached 60 years of age. 7 years to retirement, Fans Player of the Year was Kamara, Young Player Kamara, Signing of the Season, Lucien Real. Okay. All weren't happy with him. Goal of the Season from our Wonder Kid, Roland Martinez. That's good to have all these Wonder Kids now. Look. Was our coach also decent progress is on our upward curve. Goran Jevtek, our Wonder Kid striker, was the top goal scorer. Kamara the most assists, and Darlo most player of the matches. Highest average rating was Kamara, and Diaz with most passes completed. And our one club record we broke this year was buying Caden Young for 24 million. Started better than anyone would have expected. We beat Tottenham, and then went on a 4-game winless streak. I've spent 95 million now, or past 95 million, building for the future. So we had those 3 players in the next gen. We'll get there. Goran Jevtek finishes 3rd there. Why have you just repeated that? Named in the next. All 3 of them. Is it because there's 3 players? Oh, okay then. There we go. There we have it. Where are they now? Salici. Oh yes, I remember Salici now. He's at Futuro. Tyler Fletcher at Macclesfield. Sam Walker, big Sam Walker, Pharrell Willis, Big Gerald, Tom Lavery, Owen Gallagher. Marvellous. 8 years ago there. How are we doing? We've increased by 233,000 social media followers. That's always good. And what are they suggesting? Become an established Premier League team. Have we not done that already? Should we just accept that, or do we push? Where do we change that? Can we change that? I can't be bothered. Let's just keep that. Oh dear, right. End of season. Thank you for coming. Talk about Premier. Appreciate your hard work. Then you come back. All right, stuck in the challenge to finish top half. There we go. That's just what we want to hear. I don't want nothing else to talk about. You'll go away, enjoy your summer. Some of you won't be coming back. Others of you will find you've got new teammates. And there we have it. The new season team report, etc., etc., etc. And we're going to send everyone who want to go to the USA. I'm happy just to go to Austria. That's fine by me. Right. I'll kick on, and as soon as we've got coefficient news, we'll come back. And we're back sooner than expected with news. We're moving to the Riverside Stadium next week. The club's objective of expanding the stadium has finally been realised, and the vision of the future very much taken shape. And we are enlarging the stadium by 7,094 seats. It's going to cost us $8.5 million, and it's going to take 13 months to complete. So while that's happening, we are ground sharing with Middlesbrough at the Riverside Stadium with a 34,746 capacity. So be interesting to see exactly how many fans we get there. But it's a season away from our home base, and what does that say about our capacity? It doesn't show. Where's our? I want our ground. I don't care about this. Due to move back to a 21,283 capacity Darlington Stadium. So if we look at stadiums, 21,000 would put us bottom. There we go. Only the Brentford Community Stadium is smaller than what we are building. Hey ho, never mind. I'll crack on again. So a bit of commercial news, and apparently a main kit sponsor, 1-year deal with 675, previously at 375. I'm not sure where that one is. Can we see anything for 675, 375? There's nothing there. Interesting that they have that, and other bits of news, like Caden Young is in there rather than Belichar. That's the only change, so odd. But just looking at the league, we might miss out on any European spot because Leicester won the Europa League. They're into the Champions League, along with Man United, Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool. Tottenham obviously won the League Cup. Chelsea won the FA Cup, so that was spot held up, otherwise Brighton would have been in. So I'm losing my hopes of Europe. Well, we're still waiting for the coefficients news. We're obviously in Europa League. Sunderland could be in the Conference League, I'm guessing. Tottenham certainly are. Leicester, who won the Europa League, are in the Champions League. There's 6 clubs in the Champions League. And yeah, it's all frustrating. It hasn't done anything for our budgets. It's gone up a little bit because we've had some drip feed of transfer news come in. And the other bit of bad news is there's lots of teams taking a look at Kamara. And of course, he's got a release clause of 34.5 million. So at 34.5 million, we're going to lose him. So it's annoying. He was one of the shining lights of the year. But I guess it's 34.5 million that we might be able to reinvest and hopefully bring in 1 or 2 players. So I'm going to have to certainly look for a new right-sided midfielder. I've been disappointed with the news that Lucien Real, who we paid 16 million quid for, is now dropped down to a 3-star. Our coach says he's a good Championship player. So that's some bad news there. We've listed a number of players. We'll see if we get any bids in for any of them. And it will be a case of we'll list a few others as well. Someone like Jose Diaz. He's decent, but he's only a stopgap, I think, for this year. So it's going to be a big summer of buying hopefully some English players, because we are low on quota. Certainly buying Carter and Caden Young now has proved to be some good business. We've still got Darlo, so that's 3. Charlie Burns was a 4th. Rollinson was registered. So we are lacking in English players, so we might have to go a little bit English-centric in our summer. But at the moment, there's no other news, so I'm just going to keep clicking through and wait for the season to tick over, and that way we can look to hopefully secure some other signings from abroad as well. There's another one. Could be 42.5 million. Now, that sounds a bit more like it. More money, more money. Right, I'll crack on and come back with any news. Finally, the coefficients are in, and it's Arsenal and Strasbourg that have taken them. The English coefficient at 27.4 was massive because Chelsea won the Champions League, Leicester won the Europa League, Newcastle won the Conference League. So that's all good. We have a number of players now that can become homegrown. So Darlo, Rollinson, Young, Carter, Oldfield, Burns. Yeah, basically nobody of any decent note. Unfortunately, with the Europa League coming so late, it didn't give us any kind of transfer boost, wage budget-wise, so a bit disappointing there. And as that Sunderland's still sitting in that, I don't understand why they've got that slot there. Is it? Hey-ho. I don't know. Right, there's no transfer news of any note whatsoever at the moment. I've not put any bids in. I'm just waiting for the season to tick over, and then we'll perhaps go after a few. Well, the summer has started. We've not actually ticked over yet, but Marisol Lebicki, the former Oxford player, has joined the club now for £13.5 million. A young Polish/English midfielder. It seemed like a pretty decent deal. He's got bags of potential. So he's come in, and as part of the deal, we've said we'll send him out on loan. And by the looks of it, it's going to happen around about the same time we announce him. So all good there. Oh, Montonio could be on his way out as well. So yeah, there's a bit of movement here. So far, Kamara, Zhevtek, no bids for any of those two. Nothing of any note. Favali could be going to Aston Villa. They've offered a loan with a mandatory future fee, so we'll see what happens there. A second player in through the door, a young Croatian. I've really gone for my English contingent to boost that numbers up, but I think this one was just too good to turn down. He's just had his work permit come through, and we've confirmed the deal. I can't remember how much I'm paying. 4.1 million. So it's a bargain. So he can play left back, and he's right up there with Novotny and Onchenko. But ability-wise, he's actually at 4.5-star potential, so could improve a lot. So I think we'll move Novotny into a centre-back role, have Onchenko and Mudjak as our competing left backs. So far so good. Two guys in, and happy with both of them. And Sandic is on loan to Riem. So this should be good. Hopefully he plays the entire season and boosts his abilities. Okay, so we're about 3 weeks out now from our tasty start to the season. It appears we've got pretty much the same fixture list as last year, with Tottenham, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, then Villa, Arsenal, Man United, all in the first, 8 games before we flip and it gets easier before the return visit to Liverpool. And we finish the season, Leeds away, Newcastle away. So, yeah, it's a nice, tricky fixture list yet again. On the positive side, the pre-season preview, we've actually gone up to 16th now with a couple of signings. So it's the first time we've not been in the bottom two. And if we look, here, we've got a media prediction of 15th. And our reputation has now gone up to 3.5 stars. So that's all good. Montolio and Charlie Burns are both potentially leaving the club, so we could see a new captain and vice captain shortly. And if we actually go and look at the potential outbound transfers, Sam Amayeu could be got off for about 9 million. Lewis Gomes, we've had 3 offers now for him, so hopefully one of those 2 for 9 million. He's out the door. Charlie Burns, I think, we've had 3 offers for him, so it's a couple of loans with permanent transfers, I believe. Hansen in a similar boat, a couple of loans with mandatory fees, and then Montolio, we've got 3 bids in for him currently. So Wolves, off the back of an intermediary, 17 million straight. West Ham came in, offered 8.5 million up front with extras, and then Norwich have got something similar on a loan. So hopefully they all go out the door. Finance-wise, we've still got best part of 30 million in the budget. We've got, 150,000? No, 100,000 or so in a wage budget. And if we have a look at our transfer history, we can see we've also lost Cayano Silva. He's gone to Ajax. We're still paying him £5,500 a week, but it was sort of a no-brainer, 12 million for him. So that's good. Fernandez has also left on loan. We're paying a lot of his wages, I believe. So yeah, not a lot there, but there's a 1.6 million mandatory fee. I think there's instalments as well. So we're pleased to see the back of him. Carl Rollinson has also gone for 3.2. In the in column, Unax Monas, he's a back 3 player. He's predominantly a centre back, and that's predominantly what we got him for. Bit of experience, 6'2", decent stats and all that. And we got him for 2.5 million. So it's a nice cheap deal. Alan Granger, on the other hand, young Scottish player. The headline fee is 24.5 million. A lot of that is over 2 seasons, so I think we paid about 4.5 million up front. And then we've just signed Wilson Orozco, a wonder kid. He's a central midfielder, young 18-year-old, plenty of potential. So really looking forward to that. And there is another potential one coming in, Oscar Cortez. I tried to sign him back end of last season, but he agreed. He got the work permit, and it all got cancelled because we'd signed too many under 21 players from abroad. So it looks like he's coming in now, so he should get that work permit. And that's the business so far. Once we've got a bit more, the other bit of news is we managed to talk the board into allowing us 60% of the transfer revenue. But yeah, we're just waiting on a few bits and pieces. We need another goalkeeper, so we'll look to do that. Defensively, we're probably okay. Midfield, I'm fairly happy, but we do need another striker. So if we have a look at the planner, striker-wise, we've got Jevtek, we've got Nappen. Those 2 have both got bids, so we're down to 2 strikers. Roland Martinez is our attacking midfielder, and there's not really a great deal behind him. On the left, Darlo is our man, and we've also got, where is Caden Young? And then on the right, it is Kamara and new boy Granger. So it's Granger's sort of a bit of insurance for when Kamara leaves the club, and it's when, I should imagine, eventually someone's going to trigger the release. I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. So he doesn't want to negotiate, and we've got basically 18 months of waiting for someone to come in or get through this transfer window. We might be able to offer him a new contract. So we'll see. But I suspect he will go. But if he doesn't, I'm not complaining, because he's probably our best player. So as it stands at the moment, there's quite a lot of business going, certainly outbound. Once they've gone out through the door, we can then look to bring a few more in. And like I say, it's going to be a goalkeeper, striker, and maybe an attacking midfielder as the first three options. Okay, end of July now, and a bit more business done. So Charlie Burns joined Hull on loan. It turns permanent if they stay up. Lewis Gomes has gone to Forest and permanent deal for 9 million. Montolio has gone to Wolves for 17. Sam Amayayu has gone to Sheffield United for 9 million. So that was raked in 92 million. And then we've been spending, and we've brought in Lewis Parsons. I said we didn't need another defender, but I changed my mind. We did. This guy was too good to turn down, basically. And he had a minimum release fee. So he's a good Premier Division player, so that's good news. He's English, which is even better. So all in all, one of the no-brainers that we've got. So yeah, a really decent centre-back, and he's instantly above everyone else. Also came in, this guy could be something special. Unai Franco, a young Spanish striker. Just signed him for £5 million from Bilbao, and I think, yes, he can become homegrown at club. So he will be staying at the club no matter what. And we've signed a English backup goalkeeper. He's pretty good. If we compare him to Belixar, there's not a great deal in between them. So Harkness is a bit better in the air, and Belixar's a bit faster across the ground, a bit mentally stronger. So I think goalkeeper attributes, it probably Harkness wins, but it's one of those. I can flip between the two. There's not a great deal between them. So it means it's another English player in through the door, so another one to be registered. So all in all, not a bad window so far, but we have some bad news. Hansen turned down contracts previously. He's now got 2 bids in, either Reims or Olympic Lyon. So I'm tempted to say go to Lyon. They're paying his wages, and I've negotiated a mandatory future fee. So fingers crossed there. And this is the bad news here. 2 clubs have now met the minimum release fee. So Kamara should be on his way soon. Also out the door, by the looks of it, is Nappen. So yeah, he's just waiting on a work permit, and that means we are down to the bare bones up as strikers. So we have Jevtek and our new boy, Franco. So definitely on the lookout for another striker. Everywhere else, it might be that we have to look as a right midfielder. We obviously signed Granger. We brought in Caden Young last year, who plays there as well. Oh, and he's wanted. Interesting. If the Saudis want to offer big money for him, I will certainly won't turn it down. So, yeah, it might be that we're looking for another wide right player. So it might be that we need to look at 2 players, but finances-wise, we haven't got a great deal left in the budget, but obviously 60% of 34 million is going to increase. And the sun has suddenly come out. It suddenly appeared. Sorry about this. Right, so that's a bit better. Managed to block out some of the sun. Yes, so I don't think we've got any... well, we've got 1 bid. No, we've actually got 2 bids in, sorry. One guy is the one I've put a bid in for, this Czech striker come attacker midfielder. It was somebody I was interested in last year, couldn't get. Is now coming in for 11 million, just waiting on the work permit, hopefully. And this is the guy that my director of football put a bid in for, and it's no longer there. So spending-wise, we're at 1 point, well, almost 1.2, so we've got a little bit of room for another player to come in, and obviously Kamara is on his way out. I think he's on a great sum. Oh, he's on more than I expected, 45 and a half. So, yeah, there's a bit of a wiggle room there. So, oh, and Josh Nappen, of course. So, with those 2 both going out, we've got a fair amount of wiggle room there. And Hansen, I forgot about Hansen, that's 46. So, as soon as he goes, in which case we've got plenty of wiggle room. So, there's a bit more time to get a bit more done. I think we're almost 2 weeks away from the Tottenham game, so we are almost there. Okay, so we are a matter of days away from our first game of the season against Tottenham yet again. So the news is we've raked in 139 million. Kamara obviously left for 34.5. Hansen has gone out on loan to Olympic Lyon and has got the mandatory fee, and Nappen joined Hull for 10 million. With all that, we did bring in, I'm fairly certain I mentioned Franco and Harkness last time. Harkness the backup goalkeeper and Franco the young striker. We then splashed the cash on Visic, the young Czechia striker who I was after last year, so fairly happy with that purchase. There was 11 million. And just because I could, I brought in Vidovic, a young defender. He's 18, that's an important bit. And he was dirt cheap, 2.5 million. So all in all, very happy with defence. Midfield, very happy, apart from perhaps the wide right. And then up front, I think we aren't too far away from it. We've obviously got Jevtek, Visic, and Franco must be in the under 21s. He is. That's where he's been dropped. So we'll move him to the senior squad. So all in all, I think we're okay. I definitely think we've improved from last year. Quite happy that we brought in a few English faces just to boost the numbers. So we brought in Harkness, Parsons, Granger's actually Scottish, but I'm not sure whether he counts or not. In actual fact, let's have a look. Information, eligibility, he does. So he counts as English as well. So yeah, we're happy there. Wasn't there one or two from back in the last year? No. So only Nick Carter, Caden Young. So it's something we probably have to look at to increase the quantity of English players in the squad. But overall, very happy with what we've got. And let's see what the media and the bookies think. So we're still in 16th. We're at 600 to 1 now. Our best player, if we scroll a long way down the list, Orozco, is it? Wow. Orozco and Jevtek. Wow. I wasn't expecting that, but he's not a bad player. So yeah, they're looking quite pretty in 16th place, so we'll see. Certainly been fairly happy, and ever since I clicked on what I do, is this? Oh no, that is the team, isn't it? Emma Hayes is now at West Ham. She's gotten about, hasn't she? Burton, Swansea, Stockport, Blackburn, and now West Ham. Good on her. There we go. Is he new? No, he's been around for a little while. Probably why Liverpool are persistent league champions for players of that quality. Who's the goalkeeper then? Oh, he's Liverpool as well. So 3 Liverpool, 3 Man City. Are they Chelsea? Chelsea. And for some reason, they're rating Destiny Udogie quite highly. But there we go. It's been, I think, a successful summer, and hopefully we can battle on 2 fronts. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, and we'll be back soon for the start of the new season. Until then, ta-da! Love.